So can start chapter 5, understanding elementary shapes. So elementary shapes, as we know, are square, rectangle, triangles, circles. Okay, these are the elementary shapes that we can draw on our notebook. Okay, so let's see what it says actually. Or a simple line, ray, those are also an elementary shape. So introduction says all the shapes we see around us are formed using curves or lines. We can see corners, edges, planes, open curves, and closed curves in our surroundings. We organize them into line segments, angles, triangles, polygons, and circles. We find that they have different sizes and measures. Let us now try to develop tools to compare their sizes. Good. That is okay, absolutely fine. So measuring line segments. So usually what it says that all the shapes, or what are the basic unit of the shape rather. So all the shapes are made up of some lines or some curves. Okay. So we call it polygons or closed curves, triangles. But see, an example of triangle. How is it formed? Triangle can be created with three lines. Okay. So it means that any shapes can be made using lines and using the curves also. So measuring line segment. We have drawn and seen so many line segments. A triangle is made of three, a quadrilateral of four line segments. Okay, as said, triangles are made up of three, and also for quadrilateral it is given. Quadrilaterals are made up of four lines or four line segments. Polygons, but we know commonly it is rectangle, it is quadrilateral. Okay, even triangle is polygon. Is more than two sides are polygons, but polygon will include 3, 4, 5 sides. Okay, so we have drawn and seen so many line segments. A triangle is made of three, a quadrilateral of four line segments. A line segment is a fixed portion of a line. This makes it possible to measure a line segment. This measure of line, this measure of each line segment is a unique number called its length. We use this idea to compare the line segment. To compare any two line segments, we find a relation between their lengths. Okay. So how do we measure and compare line segment? So if we measure it using scale, and how do we compare? So with scale we get some measurement. So using that measurement, we can compare if the line is smaller or a line is bigger than the other. Can be compared. Okay. As we compare two boys whose height is more. Okay, so we can compare using that scale. So lines also it is similar thing. So comparison by observation. Okay, but because just by looking at something you can say, okay, this looks tall and this is not that tall. Some trees you can see from some distance and you can find out by yourself without even measurement which tree is taller and which is not that tall. So you can find out by seeing also. It is saying that comparison by observation. By just looking at them, can you tell which one is longer? Yes. AB is longer than CD. Just by looking at them, we can say. But we cannot always find it because in the second case, we don't know which is longer. We have to measure it because the comparison is very, very close. Okay, so we have to do the exact measurement to find out which is bigger and which is smaller. So here it says you can see that AB is longer, but you cannot always be sure about your usual judgment. For example, look at the adjoining segment. So you can measure it in your textbook using a scale and find out if it is equal. Okay, then it can be smaller, it can be bigger, or it can be equal also. So just check in your book with scale. You can say it actually after measuring it. So that is the thing. So if it is close, if the difference is not much, you have to measure and find out. So after this, the difference in lengths between these two may not be obvious. This makes other ways of comparing necessary. See, it says in the adjacent figure, line segment AB and line segment PQ have the same lengths. This is not quite obvious. So we need a better method of comparing line segments. So we have to equal or not equal. In order to find it, we have to compare it using some better methods rather to compare it. So AB and PQ. This is PQ. It looks same. It is saying have the same length. So measure it in your book. Yes. So yeah, correct. So both are of same length. It is saying AB and PQ are of same length. So in order to verify, you have to measure it using scale and see if these two lines are of same length or not. Okay. So as we know, it is 3.7 centimeters and PQ is also 3.7 centimeters. So both are same. But how do we know? We know by measuring it using scale. Okay. Now comparison by tracing. So second one is comparison by tracing. It means if some line is there, so you have to get one tracing paper for this first, and you will trace it on the paper. Okay, tracing paper. Yes, tracing paper is very like oily paper, kind of oil, in which the you can see it is translucent, so you can see the pages by keeping on top of it also. So you will draw the same line of the same length. Okay, and then it is saying you put it to the different line where the second line is to be measured. You keep it near to it, so that above or below, so that you can just see exactly which is bigger. Okay, so you can use tracing paper to trace one line and get this tracing paper to the second line to compare. So it is that. But as we know, if you know the measurement of a scale, it is easy and it is fast also to measure. You don't have to draw anything. You only have to read and measure and read correctly. So that was in comparison by tracing. Now third one is comparison using ruler and a divider. 0 to 1 is 10 millimeters. See, 10 smaller lines are there. See in your scale. So one smaller line is 1 millimeter. So 10 here, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 plus 7. So 7.7 centimeter is 77 millimeter. Yeah, correct. Correct. So multiplied by 10. Okay. Big to small, multiply. Okay. So comparison using ruler and a divider. It means you need a scale and a divider. Divider is a tool that is in your instrument box. So you can measure the line using the divider on your book and place it on the scale to get the measurement. Okay. It is different from the first one. In first one, you just kept the scale on the line to measure. Now it is saying use the divider and put it on the line. So you can have the same width and then bring this divider on the ruler to get the measure. So you will take the divider, mark it on the line, get the equal length on the divider needle and bring it on the scale to measure the 2 points. But divider will give you more accurate results because the needle is sharp and it will point to a one particular point. So chances of mistake is very less using divider. Okay. So it says here, have you seen or can you recognize all the instruments in your instrument box? Among other things, you have a ruler and a divider. Note how the ruler is marked along one of its edges. It is divided into 15 parts. 15 parts means 15 centimeters. Okay, each of these 15 parts is of length 1 centimeter. Each centimeter is divided into 10 subparts. Each subpart of the division of a centimeter is 1 millimeter. So centimeter is divided into 10 subparts and each of these subpart is 1 millimeter. How many millimeters make 1 centimeter? So we know 10, since 1 centimeter equal to 10 mm. How will we write 2 centimeter 3 mm? What do we mean by 7.7 centimeter? 7.7 centimeter means 7 centimeter and 7 millimeter or 77 millimeter. See, 7.7 centimeter is here on the screen. Let me mark it. 7. Correct. So it will be here. 7.7 will be here. Okay. So 10 millimeter, 20 millimeter, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 77 millimeters. Okay. So place the zero mark of the ruler at A. Read the mark against B. This gives the length of AB. Suppose the length is 5.8 centimeter. We may write length AB equal to 5.8 centimeter, or more simply as AB equals to 5.8 centimeter. There is room for errors even in this procedure. The thickness of the ruler may cause difficulties in reading of the marks on it. Okay. Yes. Yes. So when I started, I said using a divider, you can measure more accurately. Okay, because the needles are sharp, it can be exactly pointed to 2 points with more accuracy. Okay. So the thickness of the ruler is more. So have you seen plastic ruler? The thickness is more. So sometimes you see from different angle. Okay. You may get different reading. 1 mm left side may shift, or 1 mm right side can shift. Okay. And if it is thick, the line also appears to be it will come out, it will bulge out because of the property of light. Okay, so it is sometimes like that. So uneven recording may happen. Okay, even though you can write it and teacher can say it is correct, but chances of errors are more if more accuracy is needed. Okay, so that is the thing. So it says the thickness of the ruler may cause difficulties in reading. If the ruler is thick and someone will keep the ruler on top of the line, he may not see the lines also. Okay, so where to where he have to measure. And if he turns the head towards left, then he may not read it correctly also. It is to be measured from the 90-degree perpendicular to the line to get the exact reading, the correct reading. So it is saying the thickness of the ruler may cause difficulties in reading of the mark on it. Okay, now think and discuss and write. So what are the errors and difficulties might we face? As I told you, that was the answer. What kind of errors can occur if viewing the mark on the ruler is not proper, and how to avoid it? So I also told you, you have to see it from the 90-degree of the ruler, okay, to avoid any errors. So it says that if you see from left side, the line may appear 1 mm this side, and if you see from right side, then again 1 mm error can happen, or half errors can happen. So correct position of eye is when you see it top. Yes, straight. So positioning error. To get correct measure, the eye should be correctly positioned, just vertically above the mark. Otherwise, errors can happen due to angular viewing. Can we avoid this problem? Is there a better way? Let us use a divider to measure length. So when we use a divider, there is no such issues, and we can directly point to the two given points on the line and measure it on the scale or ruler correctly. Okay. Open the divider, place the end point of one of its arm at A and the end point of the second arm at B, taking care that opening of the divider is not disturbed. Lift the divider and place it on the ruler and show that one end point is at the zero mark of the ruler. Now read the mark against the other end point. So without disturbing the ruler, this divider, without disturbing the measure of the divider, just place it on the ruler and you will get the same exact measure, and you can say the line was off, or the point A and B are that distance apart. Why is it better to use a divider than the ruler while measuring the length of a line segment? So it is better to use a divider than a ruler, because using a ruler, because of its thickness, because of the thickness of the ruler, we may not get the exact reading. The reading may not be accurate using the ruler. Because of the thickness, the readings may vary. Okay. But using the divider, dividers, two needle points can point to the 2 points correctly, and it helps in accurate measurement. So chances of error, the chances of error in measurement using a divider is very less than that of when we use a ruler. So it is better to use a divider instead of a ruler. Number 3, draw any line segment, say AB. Line segment AB. Take any point C lying in between A and B. Measure the length of AB, BC and AC. Is AB is equal to AC plus CB? And the answer is yes. Let me draw and show it to you. If I draw a line and I say it A to B, okay, mark any point C here. Mark any point C here. So it is asking, is AB measure of AB? So it is saying if the measure of line AB is sum of AC and CB. So you have to draw it in your copy, a line AB. Okay. Yeah, then measure AB, AC and CB. So the idea is AB will be AC plus CB. If this is 5 centimeter, if AB is 5 centimeter, if AB is 5 centimeter, then AC will be 2.4 centimeter and CB will be 2.6 centimeter. So the sum of AC and CB will be 5 centimeter. So 4 says if ABC are 3 points on a line such that AB equal to 5 centimeter, BC equal to 3 centimeter and AC equal to 8 centimeter. Which one of them lies between the other two? It is saying AB. No problem. Suppose this is A and this is B. Okay. Suppose it is 5 centimeter. AB is 5 centimeter and BC is 3 centimeter. BC is 3 centimeter. Okay. So it says from here you have drawn a line BC. So this is BC. So BC is 3 centimeter. So AC now will become 8 because this is 5 cm and this is 3 centimeter. So AC will become 8 centimeter. Total 8 centimeter. From here to here is 8 centimeter. Okay. So which one of them lies between the other two? So B lies in between A and C. That is the answer. This is C. So B lies in between A and C. Okay. So that solved the problem. You can do it in your homework. Okay. Now completing the other questions. Verify whether D is the midpoint of AG. Okay. So you will say first. Okay. 0, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. From D, we are going 1, 2, and 3 to reach A, and 1, 2, and 3 to reach G. That way. So, D is the midpoint of AG. Solved. Now, say, if B is the midpoint of AC and C is the midpoint of BD, where ABCD lie on a straight line, say why AB equal to 3. So, what is given? ABCD are all on the straight line. So, this is, suppose we will draw a straight line. This is a straight line. Okay. Yeah. B is the midpoint of AC. One midpoint I have taken. So let us say this B. A, C, B. So B is the midpoint of AC we have got. Okay. And C is the midpoint of BD. And C is the midpoint. So now this is C. This becomes the midpoint of BD. So D will be somewhere here. Okay. See how to get the diagram. Now we can say B is the midpoint of AC and C is the midpoint of BD. Okay. So what it is asking for, why AB equal to CD. AB is equal to CD. So it is given AB is equal to BC because B is midpoint of AC. B is midpoint of AC, means this is middle of A and C. So AB is equal to BC. Okay. And BC is equal to CD. AB is equal to CD. What does it mean? AB equal to BC equal to CD. Okay. So AB is equal to CD. Therefore, we can say AB is equal to CD. So it was answer number 6. Now clear it out and do the 7. What it is asking in 7. Draw 5 triangles and measure their sides. Check in each case if the sum of the lengths of any two sides is always less than the third side. Yes, it will always be. No. Shortest distance one is here. This is the shortest distance. Okay, so it will always be smaller than any other path taken to reach it. Okay. Shortest distance is the straight line joining the 2 points.